Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to start adding some styles to our side menu. Right here, you can see we have the icon, city name, and the temperature. Then we have a button right here. Then what we are going to do as well on this side menu, we are going to add some tests and units right here. So when we click on any of the tests, it's going to display an alert. Now to get started, first we need to work on this toolbar. Right here you can see we have the city name. It has a default color. We need to add a button right here so that when the user clicks, the user can delete any of these tests. But we are not going to delete the main user's location. Now to get the tests or change the styling to this toolbar, let's go into our project. We can open up the variables.css, SCSS inside our themes folder right here. You can see here that it uses SAS, which is syntactically awesome style sheet. And here this allows us to use variables inside our components. Now here we have some default colors: primary, secondary, danger, light, dark. You can change. Apart from the primary, you can change the others, and also you can decide to add more variables or more colors. Now something you need to note, as you see here, it says app iOS variables, app material design variables, app Windows variables. There are some changes that you make that will not be applied to all platforms. So if you want to apply some changes to a specific platform, you need to add them right here. If maybe you want to change the color of the toolbar for the iOS device, you need to come down here and add the changes. But they have their own SAS variables. Now to see the SAS variables, let's go into our app.html. We are going to start here with this Eon header, Eon toolbar. Now this toolbar is what contains this Eon title with city management. That is what we have right here. And now we want to change the background color of this and also change the text of the Eon title. To do that, let's go to Ionic framework. So we open up Ionic framework. We want to see the SAS variable that is peculiar to the Android platform. So I'll click on developers, UI components. Now since we want to deal with the Eon toolbar, that is what we have right here. So I'm going to search for the Eon toolbar. While waiting for this, let me go back to the project. Now I will right click, then inspect, so that we'll see what we have in the console. So I'll inspect here, then we'll see what we have in the elements tab. So right here you can see we have the Eon title, but first we have the Eon header, which is this. Then if you check inside the Eon header, you can see that there are some classes that are added to all of these elements. Now we have the toolbar class, which is a general class. You'll find this class both on the Android, iOS, and the Windows platform. But toolbar-md, which is toolbar-material design, this is a class specific only to the Android platform. On the iOS platform, you're going to see something like toolbar-iOS. So if you want to make changes to this toolbar, you can use this particular class, toolbar-md. It's going to be specific only to the Android platform. Now you can see inside we have some divs with classes toolbar background, toolbar background md. If I do the same for the iOS or iPhone, let me just clear this so I display only the iOS platform. Now if I click here, you can see if I inspect for the iOS, you can see we have toolbar, then toolbar-iOS. So the class added to this Eon toolbar for the iOS is toolbar-iOS. So if you want to make changes, you can use this class. It's going to affect only the iOS platform. But if you want to make changes to affect both the Android and the iOS platform, you use this toolbar class. So what I'm going to do right now is, since we are working on the Android platform right here, so if I go back to Ionic page, then I'll search for toolbar. So right here you can see I have toolbar. So I'll click on toolbar. What we want to see is the SAS variables. Here you can see the element Ion toolbar. How you can maybe add the toolbars, but what is most important here is this SAS variables. You can see we have 3 tabs for iOS, Android, which is material design, and Windows platform. So for the material design, this is the SAS variables attached to the toolbar. So if you want to change the order, maybe where the elements will be placed, maybe right on the left or on the right, you can use this, then try to go through all of these properties. If you want to change the font size, you can use this SAS variable. So all you just need to do is add the SAS variable inside your variables.scss right here. But what I want to do right now is change the text color. So toolbar-md-title-text color. So I want to change the text color of this toolbar. For the Android platform, I will just copy this SAS variable. Then I'll come right here, paste. Then I'll add the color. Now to add the color, we can add a white color here. So I'll call it maybe light white. Then the white color is going to be this. So I have light white added right here into these colors. Now to use it, I'll call the color method, then pass colors, then pass the name of the color, which is light white. So now the text color, but for now let me just change so that we'll see something different. I'll change this to primary because I don't want to have a white color on a white background. So right here I'll change this to primary. So once I save, then go back to the browser. So you can see now on the toolbar we have a blue color because that was what we added right here. So everywhere we have the Ion toolbar, this style will be added to it. Now you can decide to change the color to something different, but I need to change the background here first. Then I'll change this color to white. So you see how we can use the SAS variables. If I open the iPhone, you see that the iPhone is still black because we are not using the SAS variable for iPhone to change the text color for the Ion toolbar. If you want to do for the iPhone, you just need to come right here, iPhone, then you look for toolbar iOS, then maybe toolbar iOS title text color. So you use this SAS variable, add right here, then you can do the same. So let me change this color to colors, then primary. So now if I save and I go back, you'll see that the changes are applied as well. I think there's a mistake. Oh, this is supposed to be iOS, not MD. So iOS. So I'll save this now. Go back. Now you can see that the style or the color has been applied to this, both on the iOS platform and on the Android platform, because we are using the SAS variable specific to those platforms. So that's how you change colors on different platforms. Now what I want to do is I'll change the background color of this, and also I'll add a button right here. Now because we are working on the app.html, we need to open our app.css file. So this app.css file, we are going to add the different styles, and the styles will be applied to the app.html file. Now what we want to do, we are going to use this Ion menu because every other elements are inside the Ion menu. So we'll add Ion menu, menu. So every CSS style we're going to add, we'll add inside this Eon menu, because every other element like the Eon header, Eon toolbar, Eon content is inside or wrapped inside the Eon menu. Now, I showed you in the elements tab in the console, the classes applied to the toolbar. So we have a toolbar background class, we have a toolbar. So we want to change the background color. So toolbar background. So I'll change the background color. Change the background color. I will use the source variable because we are inside our SCSS file. We can use the variable right here. So I will just copy color. So color, then pass in the colors with the name of the color as well. So with this is going to change the background color, and this is going to be applied to all platforms, because this, we are not having the -md or -iOS. This is just the class added to the Eon toolbar. So I'll save this now. I'll open up the browser. Now you can see the background color has changed, but the text, we can't see the text because we added the text as primary. So I'll change this, go back to variables.scss. I'll change this to light white. Now this is going to give me a white color. Save, then go back. Now I'm getting an error here that says parent style.scs imports unreachable. So to fix that error, you can just do @imports. Then we add ionic.globals.ios. So just add this import so that most of the changes you are going to make to the iOS platform will be applied. So add ionic @imports ionic.globals.ios. So I'll save this right now, then go back. So now you can see we don't have the text here because it's white, but if I click here, you can see the text here is white and the background color here is blue because we've made changes to the background. That is the Eon toolbar background. So this is how you make changes using the source variables. If you want to make change to any particular platform, maybe a particular element specific to a platform, all you need to do is search for its source variable and then add it into the variables.scss file. But otherwise, styles specific to a particular page or component can be added inside its own SCSS file.